All right, so I think we are live. What's going on, everyone? This is Jay here from Texas Cloud Town, back again. Got the weekend wisdom vape vlog. Was gonna do it outside. Was gonna have some fun with it. It's a really nice day out here in Texas. It's a really nice night. Perfect weather. It's gonna do it outside, but YouTube, I guess, changed their rules, and you can't go from a mobile phone no more unless you have over 1,000 subscribers. So let's get the chat and everything pulled up, and we'll start to talk. Let a few people get in here before we start going on anymore. All right. All right. So, first off, I'm going to show y'all what I'm vaping on and everything. So, first off, what I got my Dreamer by Times Vape, number 10 of 10. And on top of that, I got the brand new M Turk V2. Inside of that, I got some Marcellus Savage E-Liquid. Been loving this juice. I didn't really like it when I first got it, but hey, I'm loving it now. Another one I got is, like I always got, my Kennedy 21 with the goat, the dead goat RDA, and inside that is something that a buddy of mine gave me. He actually got it for me as a present. It's this Clouds Nerd strawberry lemon, and he got it for me as a present because he wanted to get something for me because I helped him get back into vaping, and I gave him a couple of things. But I mean, he's helped me out. I've helped him out, but really want to give my buddy Derek a big shout out there for giving me this and ordering this. Something I've really been looking forward to trying with some of the Clouds Nerd stuff, and I finally got to get some, so I really appreciate that. Thanks, man. So let's see what else I got. That's all I have with me today. So I only want to go over a few things. I want to make it real short. I know there's a lot of people out there, especially a bunch of the stooges out there watching Game of Thrones and stuff, and I kind of got lost track of time, so I want to make this weekend wisdom real short. Don't have anyone coming on live with me this week. Had a person cancel on me because they had some stuff come up. I mean, it's a lot of people have a lot of things come up as life happens and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure I get a little bit of content out there for y'all because the last time I did was last week on the Weekend Wisdom. So first thing is first, I got a couple of good people coming on here in the next couple weeks. So make sure you're watching out for that. The next 2 weeks for sure, I for sure have some really good people on here that everyone is really going to like. So hopefully I'll get to see that and enjoy that. Next thing I got is I actually got in contact with my mayor again, and I had a really good call with him. Talked to him a couple times about it, but this time we kind of went into a little bit more in-depth conversation about vaping and everything. So that was a really good conversation that I want to bring up on here. And then next, there's an article about teens are smoking more cigarettes due to the new vaping laws. So, well, they say e-cigarette laws, but I'll say vaping. But there's some things I really want to talk about on that. So first off, take a hit real quick. Got some reviews coming out too. Turk is going to be one of them. First, I'm probably going to do my Dreamer, and I'm going to do my Warlock's Hammer, and then my Ardent, and probably my Lucid, and then I'll probably do the M Turk. But I got a whole bunch of reviews coming out for y'all, so don't think I'm slacking on those. No, I haven't done one in about 2 weeks, but I've really been busy with work and busy with research and stuff for all these new laws coming out. Me, Sean Typhon, Frames Janklin, we're all trying to help get this stuff revamped, and I just now started trying to help them out, and I'm getting a big part of it that I'm really going to try to do. So I'm going to start doing some videos for that, and then I'm going to start doing some the statistics of it and some pie graphs and some chart graphs, so that way everyone can kind of see where we're at with everything. So, I mean, there's going to be some really good stuff with that too, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Make sure you look at my Instagram, look at anything that I'm posting on, because there'll be a bunch of good stuff on there. Let's see what else. All right, so I think first we'll go into the talk of what conversation I had with my local mayor. My local mayor, I called him not too long ago. I left him a voicemail because he's not in all the time. And one of the things I brought up to him was that I want to talk to him in I want to talk to him about vaping in more of a depth. I don't want to just sit there and say, okay, well, hey, are you with it or against it? I want to see what his actual thoughts are on all the laws that are coming out and everything. And one of the things that he did bring up to me was that he did want to have the call. So after we had it, he said, okay, well, one thing that he really wanted to bring up was how there are so many people out there who are against it but don't know much about it. He said people need to research more, people need to look into it more, and they need to figure out what's actually going on with vaping before they're going out there and just making all these laws and making all these rules. Because half the people out there who are implementing the laws or put the laws in effect and everything don't know nothing about it. They're just looking at some research that they get the bad parts on. They're not looking at any of the good research. And one of the things is that they can only look at the research that's done in the United States. So it can't be any research done from the World College of Physicians or anything like that. So that was something that was a little bit different. But he was talking to me about how he thinks that pretty much me and him had pretty much the same views on it. We had a few different discussion points that were a little bit different, but we pretty much had the same views on vaping and the laws. Pretty much, he said if a kid can go out there, or not a kid, if an young adult teen can go out there and they can defend the country, and we're going to give them a gun and train them how to kill someone the most effective way possible to where they won't get killed. He said that there should be no reason why they can't vape, smoke, drink, chew tobacco, or whatever they want. So he was pretty much saying that there's no real reason for why a kid couldn't even drink at that age. If you can go off to war and everything, and we can have a draft and you can actually go to war, he was saying that there's no reason why a kid couldn't drink at that age. So that was something that was really interesting. And I kind of agreed, but kind of disagreed. I agreed because, yeah, I mean, if a kid can go off to war and stuff like that, then I think they should have all the rights in the world. I mean, they're fighting for our country. They're fighting for our freedom. They're the ones overseas fighting for us and not being able to see their family for a long time. So, I mean, that was one of the things that really caught my eye with whenever we were talking about the conversation and everything. But then he also brought up how there was how he wanted to kind of get more into the laws of it. And I was kind of talking to him about the laws, and he was saying, okay, well, I mean, taxes, if we tax something like vaping, why aren't we taxing tobacco like cigarettes and everything too? Because then if we just tax vaping, then teens and kids are going to go to cigarettes instead. He said that, I mean, it's a healthier alternative, but they shouldn't still be doing it. But he was just saying, like, okay, well, why are we only going to tax one thing whenever we're trying to make the age of 21 for both of them, but we're only going to tax one of them and not tax the other? That was one thing that was really interesting too, and that really caught my eye. Is that is something that they need to do. Is, I mean, if you're going to tax vaping, like this one article that they have is teens are smoking more cigarettes due to vaping laws. That right there is simple right there. I mean, it's showing there's already proof of that. So, I mean, it's just weird how they didn't want to tax cigarettes too, but I mean, we kind of all know how the FDA and the government and big pharma is and everything. So, I mean, that was just one thing I wanted to bring up. But I mean, pretty much the conversation went real well. He's still on board with vaping. I mean, he honestly vapes, but he just honestly thinks that there's whatever age that they have set is whatever age they need to have at. They don't need to keep making new laws. He thinks that they should just implement the laws that they already have. And I thought that was something that was really good. And I mean, I say that all the time, but it's something that I thought was correct. Is if we already have all these laws in effect, why don't we just? I mean, we don't need more cops or anything, but why don't we just implement the laws harder? And it's not like we need a cop at every gas station or a cop at every grocery store or a cop at every CVS, Walgreens, or what's the other one called, Rite Aid. We don't need a cop at every single one of those. What the thing is we need the employees to start paying attention to that. And I mean, maybe do video surveillance things. And if they don't check the IDs, give them a ticket. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, there's so many things that we could do to make these laws more implemented and to make them more out there, make them not so hard to go through. But I mean, it's not like just having to hire a whole lot more cops and have them sit at each store. No, I mean, we should trust people to do the right thing with their job. If you are as an employer and you hire someone and you trust them, even if you're not there to do the right thing, and if they're not doing the right thing, then there's something wrong with that right there. So I mean, that's one thing that we did have in common right there when we were talking about it. But like he said, I mean, it's kind of dumb how we're having all these laws with vaping is because the government can't make a profit off of vaping and everything yet. So they're still trying to figure out ways on how they can. But there's so much out there that all these laws are going through that he couldn't even keep up with them, and he was still trying to learn more about them. But he said that every meeting he's been to that has talked about vaping, city hall or even county or statewide, he has brought up the effects and how it's helped him. So I mean, that's something that's really good that helped out, that could help out. So I mean, let's all try to get out there. Let's all try to get in contact with our local representatives, and then start going to your county, your state. Go to all your representatives, so that way we can start knowing what they are, what their stance is on vaping and everything. And I mean, even try to see what their stance is on drinking or smoking or anything like that. But I mean, I just went to him. I wanted to figure out what his was on vaping, and we had a good 15-minute conversation. It was a really good one. Honestly, it was a good conversation. He got to learn some stuff out of it, and I got to pick his brain a little bit and see what he kind of thought about everything. But next, what I wanted to talk about was the teens are smoking more cigarettes due to vaping laws. And honestly, a lot of the stooges were talking about this the other day, and I think it was Dan O'Mylanta. He posted it, and everyone started reposting. I did a repost on it. So I mean, if you want to go look at that, go look at it, and you can look at the link and everything that's in there, and you can actually go look up the report and everything. It was on the New York Post. But I mean, it's something that it was kind of like, well, duh, how did y'all not see this was going to happen? And I mean, there's a whole bunch of numbers in here, and it tells how much it went up and how all that, and in what states. But I'm not going to go through all of it. But I just pretty much wanted to talk about it and say, well, how did the government not think that was going to happen? They thought, okay, well, kids only want to vape. No, they want to get nicotine in their system. They want to do something that they're told not to do. So I mean, if they're told not to vape, they're told not to smoke or anything like that, then they're going to go do that. But then they're going to do the one that's the most convenient and most easiest one for them. So vaping, you don't smell like it. You don't sit there and you can come home and your hands and your breath and your clothes aren't going to smell like you've been vaping all day. But cigarettes, it will. So a whole bunch of teens, I'm pretty sure is what happened is they said, okay, well, yeah, let me do this. My parents will never know. They'll never know I'm vaping. They'll never know this. And then once all of them started finding out, all these new laws and everything came in effect, and then all this stuff the price starts getting jacked up on it. If you're a teen, you don't have that kind of money to go out there and buy vaping products, especially with the prices and the tax and everything getting all jacked up. So, I mean, it's just crazy how they thought that it was going to be like that. So, I mean, of course, what's the first thing they're going to do? If they want a nicotine addiction, or if they have a nicotine addiction, or they want to start doing something rebellious, what's the first thing they're going to do? Go to the cheapest source. The cheapest source is cigarettes, chewing tobacco, any kind of tobacco product. It's easier to get for them, and it's quicker to get for them. And but the only bad thing is you smell like it. So, I mean, a lot of more parents are going to start noticing when their teen is actually doing something that has to do with nicotine or anything like that. But the one thing I really want to bring up with that is it's a no duh. Like, how dumb is our government to not know that it was going to happen? I mean, your teen is out there, or you have teens out there, and then you're going to go and you're going to make it to where, okay, yeah, we're going to do all these laws for vaping. But did they not think that they were going to turn towards the cheapest alternative, or they're going to try turning towards all this other stuff? Because, I mean, a teen can look on Google or look on anywhere else and see, okay, yeah, vaping's another big thing, man. We need to try to do what we can to get that. We need to try to get away from it because, I mean, all the cops are looking for vapors, and they're all looking for vaping products on youth. So, I mean, of course, teens are going to see that. And then once they see that, they're going to go to cigarettes because the cops aren't looking for all that. I mean, they still will be, but not as much. So, I mean, the thing that just really blew my mind was how the government didn't suspect that this was going to happen, or didn't think, oh, crap, well, maybe we should do something about cigarettes too. The thing that we need to do is, like I just talked about, implement the laws we already have. We don't need to be making all these new laws. We're making so many new laws every year. So we're trying, and a lot of them don't pass. But I mean, when I was talking to the mayor, he was talking about how all these laws, said there's thousands of laws each statewide that goes through through to try to get passed, and more than a quarter of them will get, or he said maybe 10% of them will actually pass through. But the thing is, we're trying all these laws, we're trying thousands and thousands of laws a year to try to do stuff that we already have laws in effect for. So we're going to make a law to make another law work, and then make a law to make that law, and a law to make that law work. Doesn't make sense to me. Quite honestly, it doesn't, because why are we going to keep making laws instead of just implementing the first law we had in effect? Implement this very first law at the bottom instead of trying to just keep building laws on top of each other. Just implement that first one. If you're an employer and your employee can't implement this one law that's down here, whenever you hired them on, you told them, hey, this law right here has to be passed, or this law right here has to be followed. You have to check everyone's ID. If it's alcohol or tobacco products or nicotine products or any other kind of product that has to have an ID, you have to check their IDs. If they can't do that, as an employer, it's in your hands to either fire them or keep them. If you keep them, then you can suffer the consequences, which should be happening, not us making more laws. I mean, I know the FDA went out there to all the people who were taught, or who were for the most part selling to the youth. So I mean, yeah, they took it in their hands. So, okay, yeah, we're gonna start talking to these people, and if they can't get their stuff straight, then we're gonna have to pull all products like alcohol and tobacco off their shelves. And once we do that, that's going to make their profit go way down. It's going to make the people who come in there way down. Because, I mean, sometimes you go to a CVS or Walgreens real quick just to go in there and grab a couple beers or grab a pack of cigarettes, whatever people do. But it's going to drive their profits way down because they can't get their stuff under control with their employees. And that's the thing. Maybe they need to hire older employees. Maybe they need to do more training with employees. Maybe they need to implement it more and do a disciplinary action for them. I mean, at my job, we don't have stuff like that, like, 'cause we don't sell products out there like that. But I mean, there's so many different ways that you can do that with. You can start doing disciplinary actions. Okay, well, hey, here's your first warning. Okay, you didn't check someone's ID. They were of age, but you didn't check their ID. You need to check everyone's ID. The next time they do it, okay, hey, listen here, this is your last warning. After this, you're gonna get fired. And if they don't do stuff like that and take those proper steps, then it's going to end up falling back on them and the owner of the company, and then pretty much go up to the CEO and the owner of not just that branch, but the whole entire company. And it's going to fall on them, and it's going to make it to where they start to get in more trouble for little things that they could have fixed in the past and they can fix right now before it gets to the future and everyone starts getting hit real hard with those and starts getting hit with big fines, starts having to shut down companies or shut down branches because they can't follow rules. I mean, it's just super simple and easy. It's just that the government and the employees and the employers are not listening. That's my take on that. I'm pretty much done with his week in wisdom. I got a lot in store for the next couple ones, so this one's just going to be a short one. I just want to do one real quick and get it out there because I want to get some content out there to you guys. I will start doing some more reviews, so make sure y'all tune in for my channel for more reviews. I got, like I said, I got a bunch of stuff from Times Vape for me reviewing. I got the Saint mod coming in also with the stuff I named earlier. I got the M-Turk. I got a couple other new RDAs. I got the whole line from Sad Boy coming in tomorrow. So we'll be vaping on that a lot tomorrow. So I'm probably going to do a whole review of the whole juice line eventually. But I don't know if I'm going to break it up into parts or do just the whole juice line in one and then just kind of talk about each one. But I'm not going to do an open box one like I did with the last one with the Charlie's Chalk, just because quite honestly, I got a little nicked out on that one. I was sitting there and I was vaping on it and did kind of an out-of-the-box test, and, man, it really got me. I'm going to do more of a test throughout a couple weeks, and then I'll put up a review for it. But I hope everyone enjoyed this, and I hope everyone got a little bit out of it. I'm sorry for the late notice and everything, but everyone out there watching the replay and everyone out there watching it live, I do want to thank y'all for tuning in. I do want to thank y'all for taking y'all's time to listen to this. But stay tuned for some more good stuff because, like I said, better people on the Weekend Wisdom. Not better, but I got some really big people. Some people who are pretty big in the industry. I got some people who manufacture some stuff, people who sell some stuff, and people who make their own stuff coming in. So I hope everyone really does enjoy those next couple ones. And then me and a couple buddies, we got some good stuff coming on here pretty soon. So take a just take a seat and sit back and wait because we got some good stuff for y'all. We got some information that everyone needs to get out there for themselves to know. But this is Jay from Texas Cloud Town. I hope you did enjoy this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button if you did like the video. And until next time, vape on, friends, and keep it cloudy. Enjoy the rest of your weekends and go watch Game of Thrones.